President Muhammadu Buhari canvasses more women participation in politics. Nigerians expresses concern over rising cases of student kidnapping, urge government to beef up security. Plus, updates from the world of sports. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news tonight from Nta Abeokuta. I am Yemi Dalemo. President Muhammadu Buhari is asking the Ministries of Women Affairs and Justice to collaborate more effectively with the National Assembly towards securing a legal backing for increased women participation in politics in the ongoing constitutional and electoral reform processes. This was while addressing members of the national and international working groups supporting the advancement of gender equity during a courtesy visit. The president also lent his voice to the amendment of his party's constitution to provide for effective and meaningful participation of women in elective offices. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo completes the report.
Nigeria is more than ever committed to join in raising the bar for women's representation at all levels.
Describing women as a credible force in strengthening Nigeria's democracy, sustaining her socio-economic fabric, and promoting the culture of peace, President Muhammadu Buhari said his administration will not leave anything to chance in promoting women's inclusiveness in national development.
Given the size of our population, more can be done to improve the participation of Nigerian women in politics and in seeking elective office. Education of the girl child and the empowerment of mothers are fundamental to achieving an increase in the number of female leaders in the country and our objective of lifting 100 million out of poverty in 10 years.
He said whatever it takes can be done towards tackling the twin evils of limited access to education and poverty, as well as gender-based violence.
Despite the spike of incidents of abduction of school children and other security challenges, this government remains resolute in its pursuit of a just and credible society, devoid of inequalities and promotion of the rule of law. Let me assure you all that we remain committed to working with groups such as yours to address these challenges.
Already, the president said an interministerial committee has been inaugurated towards addressing all forms of violence against women and children, while 45% of the small and medium-scale enterprises funds has been reserved exclusively for women. President Buhari also takes pride in entrusting key government portfolios to women and also engaging in what he called intense diplomacy to support the aspirations of Nigerian women to provide leadership at the global stage.
We will continue to support them to succeed, and we shall continue to advocate our women who qualify to lead international fora.
APC chieftain and former Senate President Ken Namani said the governing party already has a legacy of giving women the greatest chance to rise in the history of the country, saying this will also improve the party's fortunes in elections.
We are not only women friendly, we're kind of encouraging our ladies to participate more in Nigerian politics.
I feel overwhelmed with joy. I feel elated on behalf of Nigerian women, and I believe that the more we have women in elected positions, the better for this country. I trust Mr. President, and I know that he will leave a legacy that will stand the test of time in this country on women issues.
We need more women in the system, and Mr. President has promised, and we will see a whole lot of difference once that happens.
We've waited long for this to happen, and we are delighted that we will move on to the level of actually bringing this to become reality.
Former President of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Joyce Banda, delivered a goodwill message at the event commemorating the 2021 International Women's Day with the theme, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a Coronavirus World. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has declared open a retreat of the National Council on Privatization. The retreat will, among other things, deliberate on the proposed amendment of the Public Enterprises Privatization and Commercialization Act 1999. As the Vice President notes, the only way to effectively address the massive infrastructural deficit that the country faces is by public-private partnership. As Vice President Yemi Osinbajo observed, there is a large pool of investable funds from both local and international investors for the development and maintenance of infrastructure, which are only accessible where there is a business case to be made for developing public infrastructures. State governors and the Conference of Speakers continue their dialogue on the way to resolve the lingering issues surrounding the implementation of the Executive Order 10, which has to do with the financial autonomy for the legislature and the judiciary at state levels. Representatives of both sides jointly had a meeting with Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, last week, hoping to conclude in the next meeting. The parties also met with the Chief of Staff to the President and Chairman of the Governors Forum, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, speaks on the outcome of the meeting.
I think we're nearer solution than disagreement. And there are broad principles that we have all agreed on, but the details will be worked out as soon as possible. In principle, we are fully in support of autonomy of the legislature and the judiciary. Two, whatever framework we put together would be on a state-by-state basis because fingers are not equal, as you know. Three, even at that, there must be an irreducible minimum below which no state should go.
Thank you very much. No fewer than 35 youths across Ogun Central Senatorial District benefited from various skills acquisition programs with startup kits, courtesy a non-governmental organization, Oluseyi Bisiriyu Foundation. Muhammad Adebowale reports.
The graduation ceremony organized in honor of the graduates who had undergone different skill acquisition training ranging from fashion designing, shoemaking, hairdressing, barbing, and graphics designing attracted prominent personalities across the state. With a theme, Youth Capacity Building, a panacea to social malady and youth excesses, guests at the event described the move by Oluseyi Bisiriyu Foundation to empower the youth and succor to people with disabilities as a noble one and go a long way in building a new Nigeria.
Everyone, whether here or abroad, who God has endowed to come back home and assist our youth in coming out of poverty. What he has done today is wonderful.
To the founder of the foundation, Barrister Oluseyi Bisiriyu, the joy of humanity is to create a platform where youths are given the opportunity to be their own boss through the provision of skill acquisition training. Hence, the reason behind the initiative.
Young people have spent too much time delving into the welfareism ideology that government has to do everything for them. And in that case, it is a wrong ideology that will continue to perpetuate poverty. So I say that if you want to be somebody and you desire to be so, I will provide a short platform, train you in a certain way, and then provide you the opportunity for you to move from there.
He also encouraged beneficiaries to pursue their dream with vigor and back it with action and strong belief to achieve greater things. More than 400 primary school pupils also benefited from OBF or Usual School initiative during the government-enforced lockdown occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic and were rewarded for their academic performance. Some of the beneficiaries were full of appreciation to the foundation, promised to take full advantage of the gesture.
The foundation has put our future into our hands. Many people are sick for this opportunity and they are not found it. And it is very for us to make use of it wisely in order for us to be an employer of labor ourselves.
He's a man with a heart of gold, and we really appreciate him for everything that he has done here today.
The Olusha Ibisiri Foundation, a non-government organization, is targeting over 1 million beneficiaries that will be trained on various skill acquisition programs for self-sustainability in the coming year. In Abeokuta, Mohammed Adeborale, Nta News.
As local government elections gathers momentum in Ogun State, Mr. Omolaja Ayodele Majekodunmi has declared his intention to contest the chairmanship position of the Abeokuta South local government on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. Anthony Gandonu was at Igbore Town Hall in Abeokuta, venue of the declaration exercise.
Having inaugurated Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission by Ogun State Governor Prince Nta Abeokuta, the stage is now set for local council electioneering process in the state. A member of the All Progressive Congress in Abeokuta South, Honorable Omolaja Ayodele Majekodunmi, however, officially declared his intention to contest for chairmanship position in Abeokuta South Local Government Council. The event, witnessed by chieftains as well as other party faithful from across the wards of the party in the local government, the aspirant disclosed that his desire to occupy the council chairmanship position was to serve the people as well as develop the entire local government.
To improve the IGR of Abeokuta South local government in order to make sure I achieve my aim, because without money there's nothing I can do, like on education, agri, infrastructure. So these are my plans for my people to benefit. When God say I'm the next chairman of Abeokuta South local government.
In his address, the party chairman Abeokuta South local government Henry Adetunji Adegbenro said although the race is open to all intending aspirants, only experienced and capable ones will be chosen.
Nothing like that. The party, there will be a procedure, the democratic way of selecting the candidate. We will put that one up when the time comes. There is no procedure yet, but there will be one shortly.
Henry Adegbenro therefore advised contestants to warn their followers to eschew violence and political thuggery, but embrace peace and love for one another, adding that only through this that the party can move forward.
You are still watching NTA Channel 12 News at 7. A break beckons. The news will continue shortly after the break. Stay with us.
Ó dẹ̀ rọrùn fún mi láti máa ṣorin fún yín. Ṣé mọ̀ kó tó wá rọrùn fún mi jù láti ṣe àsopọ̀ NIN mi àti ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo mi. Mo lè mú ẹ̀rọ ìpè mi kí n dẹ̀ tẹ *109*NIN# tàbí kí n pe 109 kí n dẹ̀ tẹ̀lé àwọn ìfilọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀. Tí kò bá wù mí láti pè, mo lè tẹ àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ NIN mi sí 109. Mo lè kàn sórí glowworld.com/NIN. Tó bá dẹ̀ gbàgbé NIN rẹ̀, tẹ *346# láti rí gbà padà. Ẹlòmíì dẹ̀ tún lè béèrè tí ìbá ní NIN kọ́ tó lè yan fanda wọ èyíkéyìí Glo wọ̀ tó súnmọ́ ẹ jù. Má jẹ́ kán já ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo rẹ o nítorí àwọn àǹfààní tó pọ̀ tí ìpè àti data látọwọ́ Glo àti so NIN rẹ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka Glo rẹ ó rọrùn gidi kò léwu ọ̀fẹ́ ni kò sì ní wàhálà rárá.
Thanks for staying there. Nigerians continues to express concern over cases of kidnapping in schools with a call on government to redouble its efforts in providing adequate security in schools to forestall reoccurrence. This came against the backdrop of 2 rescued female students of the Olabisi Onabanjo University from their abductors. Tokpe Alabi has the report.
The recent abduction of Precious Adeyemo and Abiola Oyefule, both 300-level students of the College of Agricultural Sciences, Olabisi Onabanjo University in Ayetoro, is one out of many cases of kidnapping perpetrated by bandits across the country.
They kidnapped them in the night, took them to the bush, and the law enforcement agents started looking for them because we reported to them, and they too got to know too, but through their own normal channels. So we thank God they have rescued the students.
With the growing apprehension about the safety of thousands of off-campus students, cases of erratic power supply in Ayetoro and low security patrol are identified as factors assisting the kidnappers in carrying out their nefarious activities.
So we beg government, if they can find something to do for the NEPA or security, it'll be okay for the area, because here is a big town. It's not a small village. Are there a lot of students here? They cannot even work in the night because of the security matter. Are there, this kidnapping always happen. It's not the first time, it's not the second time to be happening around this place. So we beg the government to help us do something for it.
Reports has it that the rescued students have received treatment at an undisclosed hospital in the state, while top officials of Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agwawuyi, are also deliberating on how to resist future occurrences. Although Ogun State Police Command says investigation to nab the kidnappers is still ongoing, normalcy has since returned to Ayetoro as residents were seen going about their lawful duties unhindered. From Ayetoro, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has dismissed the alleged University of Ibadan degree certificate forgery suit instituted by the All Progressive Congress challenging the election of Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki. Delivering the judgment, Justice Stephen Adder held that the lower court was right in its findings and conclusions in the APC suit. Justice Adder further held that APC failed to prove the certificate forgery allegation and that the appeal is quite unmeritorious. From the world of sports, referees embark on mid-season training as draws for UEFA club competition produce some interesting matchups. Details on Sports Updates.
Sports, let's quickly bring you up to speed. I am Badi Adeleye. 29 FIFA-backed referees have completed a one-day mid-season fitness and mental training in Abuja in readiness for upcoming challenges in Nigeria and on the continent.
The fiscal performance from them, because that is the basis for us to get matches both in CAF and FIFA.
Thank you, Bade, for that update from the world of sports. And it's on that note that we conclude the news tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.